Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. Y'all, I want to talk about decluttering your relationship. Or is your relationship cluttered? Are you willing to put in the work to declutter your relationship? Are you committed? How committed? And can you face reality? The fact that some relationships are just meant to be over. They're just done. Can you face that fact? So I have this book, Enough Already. Decluttering your relationship is mostly about relationships. It got some activities in here, some questions. You and your person can sit down and answer the questions together, separate, and then compare them and see how much work you need to get done for your relationship. I think it's very intriguing. If you're willing to do the work to try to save your relationship, it's some good activities in here. And if you're not, it is what it is. That's what I say. That's what I say. But anyway, thank you for your time. And thank you for every moment you spend with Myra. Now, I'm going to go over some of these activities, some of these questions, and some of the tips, helpful tips. But I'm going to talk about one right now, being spontaneous. And I say that because you can be in your relationship, no problems. Y'all good, right? Y'all good. But it's because you've gotten comfortable with that person. You know they circle, the good days, the bad days. You're comfortable. But you're not being spontaneous. You just got your daily schedule that y'all comfortable with. But the bad part about that is sometimes all it takes is for the right person at the right time, the right place, and saying the right things to spark up something in you that should have been done by your person, that could have been done by your person. Again, y'all okay, but you're comfortable. You're okay. Oh, he don't need that. She don't need that. We okay. Until somebody come along and grab your ear. They got your attention, reminding you of how your relationship was before you got comfortable. Think about that. So keep that spontaneousness, if that's a word, there. It's not an everyday thing, but yeah, spark up something every now and then. Y'all may be comfortable and you okay. You love him, he love you, or your person, whatever. But every now and then, shake it up, shake it up, shake it up. So let's get started. Okay, y'all, it's a little dark here. I can't see, and I'm trying to read, so be patient with me. So this first activity, what's important in your relationship? So this says, you know, examine this list. They got like a little chart down here with some traits of what's important to you. And it also has like, okay, this is the trait, you, and your person. So whatever your answer is and your person answer is. So you're doing this together, but they have their sheet and you have your sheet, and you checking off what's important to you. And then you compare what they have and what you have and see how much work you need to do. Are you surprised? You know, it's going to raise a conversation one way or another. So some of the traits that they have down here, this don't may not be yours in your relationship, but you can do this exercise of what's important to you. Just generally speaking, talking to your person, what's important in a relationship, and just make a chart. And you answer and they answer. So down here, they got honesty, sexual attraction and fulfillment, fidelity, humor, emotional support, common interests. Now, which one is important to you? And then your person says which one is important to them. And then you compare. And again, compromise. Are you willing to put in the work to give your person what's important to them? Or are you already doing that? So that's one exercise. Okay, another one. This is an activity. What's getting in the way of your ideal relationship? So it says, reviewing the sentence above, which is what I just said, what's getting in the way. Write down the obstacles that stands in the way of the relationship you want. So I understand that, because if you don't know what you want, how are you going to get it? People are not mind readers. So you got to know what you want in order for you to get it. You know what I'm saying? Think about that. Let's see. Okay. I did this one before, but I'm going to do it again. This is just, I guess, a suggestion. Listening well means, this what they saying. Listening means eye contact. Get out that phone. Get out that TV. And let's talk. Eye contact. Be the good student you never were. Look directly at your partner the way a teacher would want a child to pay attention in class. If you try this a couple of times, you will realize that going through the emotions of paying attention forces you to actually do it. I like that. Hands-free. This means absolutely no cell phones in the hands while you are talking to your partner. If you're sitting at the computer, put your hands in your lap and turn to face your partner. Put down the newspaper. Turn the TV off. No multitasking. Just communicating. One-sided discussion. Give your partner space. Every other time he or she makes a compliment, give your partner space. Every other time he or she makes a complaint or brings up an issue, instead of countering with your side, with your side of the story or your own issues, pretty much listen to them before, you know, what is that called? Eye for an eye, tit for tat. Listen to what they talking about first before you bring up your issue. Don't bring it up when they have an issue. You know what I'm saying? That's what the book is saying. I agree, but that's what the book is saying. Try focusing exclusively on the issue your partner has. This is not a business negotiation. Address her or his issue without bartering with your own needs. Because if you listen to their issue or complaint and get it solved, then, you know, you can bring up yours. But don't do tit for tat, over talking them while they trying to talk to you. You can't fix the problem if you don't identify it. You got to recognize that problem in order to fix it. So you do have to listen, fully listen. Not sitting back, I'm just waiting on you to get through talking, so I'm ready to say something. And you really not listening. You'll never fix the problem. Okay, another activity. This is a disagreement worksheet. Okay, let's see what it says. Do you keep your fights continuously on a single issue? Are you complaining about the same thing over and over again? Arguing about the same thing over and over again? That means you're not listening. You don't see it as a problem. I tell my husband all the time, if you got a problem, we got a problem. If I got a problem, we got a problem. I don't care how big it is, how small it is. It's a problem. So we need to get it fixed. So don't take it with, oh, she's nagging again. It's a problem for her or him. So it got to be addressed. Don't blow it off. Because whatever it is bothering them. Does one of you feel accused and or get defensive? And why? Do you have incompatible styles of arguing or come from families where fighting was very difficult? How can you reconcile these differences? I can say something to that. I came up in a house where my parents, we saw them fighting. My husband, no. They didn't even hear their parents arguing. So I learned from that, and he learned from that. So if you see us and we met, you would not know it. You would not know that we're mad at each other, because we don't do that. We don't argue in the public or around our kids, or, you know, our kids are grown, but we still don't do that. It's a respect thing. Do you both put aside your anger to listen? Listen. Does one of you feel you have to win all the time? It's not over till you had the last word. At the end of a disagreement, do you need time to cool down, and how much time? After a fight, does your anger go away, or does it get carried over into the next fight? For me, when I get upset or something, I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk, because I know me. If you make me talk, I'm going to throw daggers and I'm going to hurt you with my words. So I need time to calm down. I need to get my thoughts together, you know, and then we'll talk. But I try not to let it linger, you know. We try to, hey, nip it in the bud, as they say. Name one thing your partner could work on to improve the productivity in your fights. Name one thing you could work on. to improve the productivity in your fights so they won't last. Everybody gonna have a disagreement. You know, you just have to know how to fight fair. I'll say that. Here's a practice activity for communicating. Write down, what do I love about my person? What I think you love about me. That's a good one. What I am afraid of in your relationship. What are you afraid of in your relationship? What I need from, I'm reading this, what do you need from your person? What do you think they need from you? These are just, examples of things, activities, when you sit around thinking how to make your relationship better. Just write it down, and sooner or later, you're going to end up with a chart. And get your person to commit, or try to commit to doing the work to make your relationship work. These activities, these are some, great points here. Suggestions. Hey. Declutter and balance your expectations. What I need in a partner. What I can offer a partner. What I like but don't require in a relationship. That's a good one. Something you want or like, but you don't require it in a relationship. That's making your own self happy. I like that. What I learned from past relationships and don't want to repeat. This is great. What I should work on in future relationships. Are you learning from your past relationships? Are you taking your responsibility for your past relationship? Those are just things you can think about when you're doing an activity chart with you and your person, building a solid relationship of communication, eye contact. Yeah. Make concrete rules. Preserve your relationship. 1. I need a half a day of alone time and some points during the weekend. If this is what you need, talk to your person about it. I promise not to interrupt you when you're reading the paper. Okay? That means y'all done communicated and they told you, well, babe, if I'm reading the paper, give me some time. Let me read the paper. Okay. So, you promise I'm not going to do that. I won't take work calls after 7 p.m. Sometimes, if it's an issue for your person, compromise. We have to find a way to keep the dogs from sleeping in the bed with us. Compromising. It may not be a problem for them, your person, but it's a problem for you. So it's all in how you say things too, instead of talking at each other, talk to each other. Very helpful. And I'm speaking from experience. Very, very helpful. Define threats and postpone modification. So this is an example for a person, say an issue, and y'all both come up with a conclusion on how to resolve it, I'll say. So this is an example. You come home from work and you're just in a bad mood and you take it out on the kids. So the modification for that in this book, take 15 minutes alone to unwind. So when you come home, go to your space, where you can unwind. You don't always have to come in and play happy, happy, happy. It's you got to have an understanding. You had a rough day, you know. Go in there, take your time, come back out. Oh yeah, y'all, you know, if that's what's needed, it need to be said and understood. Okay, this one, face fears. The fact is, some relationships do or should end. Knowing you're committed enough to face the reality of a decluttered relationship means you're willing to put the work that's needed in your relationship. But again, the fact is, sometimes it's just not enough, and the relationship just may need to end. So are you committed enough to walk away, facing that fact that we tried? I feel like if you've done everything you can, everything you know how, you can't feel bad, you know, for walking away, because you tried. You listened, you tried, approach, activities, everything you know how, but it's just not working. You know, well, you shouldn't feel bad, because what else could you do if you done everything you could and everything you know how? Okay? Let's see, moving on, y'all. I got just a couple more. So this is an activity, questions to explore your partner's commitment. Hold on, y'all. When you answer these questions about yourself, try answering them from your partner's perspective and see how they might be perceived. It can be eye-opening. Now listen. Does your partner try to make you happy? How? Now you're answering these questions from your partner perspective. Do you believe that your partner is genuinely in this relationship as an active participant? What evidence do you see of this? Does your relationship fall where it should on your partner's list of priorities? What example shows this? Is your partner willing to do what it takes, put that work in, to genuinely try to break habits and change behaviors to restore peace and happiness in your household? In what way is he or she trying? One more. Can you live with the faults that your partner won't change? What are those faults? Nobody's perfect. I remember my auntie used to say this saying, don't throw out an old loaf of bread for a new one and you don't know what's in it. One thing about your current relationship is you do know some of the things you're dealing with. When you go into another relationship, you don't know what you're going to get, what you're going to have to deal with. Now, I know some of us can relate to this, but we done moved on because we said, I'm not taking this, I'm not taking that. And you go in another relationship and you say, I could have stayed where I was. It wasn't that bad. All they did was this. And my auntie also told me, ain't no sense of complaining if you're going to do it. Example, get off work and you done clean up and they just take the shoes off, you know, put them in the middle of the floor. That just irks you. That just irks you. But is that worth leaving your relationship? Or you can just get them shoes up and go put them in the room or move them. And it's done. Nobody's perfect. So, you know, you have to think about that. What are you willing to deal with in a relationship? Because you're going to deal with something, you know. For me, I can't do abuse. Don't abuse me. I ain't did nothing to you. So, you know, You know what I'm saying? You have to think about the good, the bad, put it on the scale, what you done been through already, what they've been through, find out why they are the way they are. You don't know what they've been through. Or if they told you, be understanding to it. I'm not saying being a puncher bag. I'm not telling nobody to be a puncher bag. But every relationship gonna have an issue. Some issues. So, and we quick to tell somebody else, I wouldn't take that. I wouldn't do this. Your heart not over there. It's easier said than done. If your heart was aching for that person, you probably would be taking that. So, think about it. Make sure I'm not missing none of my notes, y'all. Making a commitment. Okay, yeah. This is a good one. I wrote this down, but I also talked about it. Making the commitment to put in the work for that your relationship needs. Face facts that some relationships just may need to end. Spontaneous. Make sure. Not just birthdays, not just anniversaries. Just because means a whole lot, y'all. Yeah, I think that's all my notes. So I'm going to do one more quiz. Is your work life cluttered? Because sometimes that outside, when they come home, whoo, they need to stop at the door. Stop it at the door. Don't bring that here. Don't bring it here. We okay in here. Leave that out there. But, you know, sometimes work can stress you out. And you get home and you don't want to talk about it. You're just holding it in. But it's showing. You know, you're taking it out, not intentionally, but you're taking it out on the family. So, is your work cluttered? On Sunday nights, knowing a new work week is about to begin, how do you feel? Energized from the weekend? A little bummed that the weekend is over? A looming sense of dread? 2. If you had to start all over again, A. I follow the same career path. I'd make some different decisions, but my goals will be the same. I find a career that matches my interests. Yeah, when you're doing something you don't like, just to get a check, we've done it, I've done it, you know, it does help if you enjoy what you're doing. Your job isn't perfect, but I know it's the right career move for me. But the money is in the bank. But it's money in the bank. This job is money in the bank. Easy. I told y'all I can't see. But I have no other options. If you stay in this job, I'm in line for a promotion. I hope to move up eventually. I'll be doing the same thing for the rest of my life. At the end of a long workday, how do you feel? Tired but fulfilled? Exhausted but I'll survive? Just plain over it. Outside of your job, how would you describe your life? Hectic but mostly satisfying? A juggling act that I barely pull off? Non-existent. Now that's sad. What is the most truth about the people you work with? I like spending time with them even outside the office. I respect them even if they're not my best friend. They are making my life a living HELL. How would you describe your desk? Functional and neat? Messy, but I know where everything is for the most part. A Mount Everest of paperwork. How does the idea of another year at this job make you feel? Accepting, resigned, ill. The amount you get paid seems fair for the work I do. It's never quite enough. It's completely unreasonable given how hard I work. So again, sometimes that work plays a part in it. How you are at work. If you love what you do, yeah, you're going to bring joy home. If you don't, stressed out. But have you communicated with your person? Are they understanding? Do they understand? Are they willing to put in the work? Let you have your time when you come home, because they know you don't like your job. They know you're doing what you got to do for the family to get that check. So give you your time. But again, these are just some activities to help you declutter your relationship. Enough already. So let me know what y'all think about that relationship, the activities, and did song work for you? Will song work for you? Or you got something else in mind? Thank you for your time and every moment you spend with Myra. Have a phenomenal night.